there was a lot more to it than I'd anticipated. I felt that all the people that were with us, sort of training us, had so much information to give us. So every sort of night I went home and brains blown a little bit, but it was for me it was brilliant because everyone that I was being trained by, I felt knew so much about what we were getting involved with. So we're able to give us that information, give us that sort of guidelines, and we went through everything. We went through the highs, lows, you name it. But by doing that, just gave me the sort of groundwork. I mean, I think by week 3, I'd thought, am I actually able to do this? Because I think there's so much to what we learned. But I think the process of the training allowed us all to sort of find at the end of that sort of 6-week period if we could do it or not. So I think it really gives you a balance.
The training I found was very professional, very emotional. It certainly affected me. It was real. The stories that were coming through from the trainers were about real situations, so therefore had a massive impact, which was supported by lots of very intellectual research. So the two went together superbly for me, and it just became compelling. I've worked in many training situations, and this is the best I've ever come across.
The training was fantastic. In fact, I think it should be taught in schools and to a wider audience than just the people that come on the course.
Why do you think that?
Because I think you learn a lot of things that you didn't know about, even from when you were a child, things that happened at school and maybe children that you just saw as particularly naughty. There's actually always more to it than just that. And I think teachers and pupils would benefit from learning that the naughty kid or the one that maybe smells a bit different, it's not actually their fault.
I'm a health professional, and over the years I have done numerous courses on numerous different subjects, and this is probably one of the best courses I have ever done. And certainly from the point of view of giving me an understanding of the neurophysiological basis of behaviour and understanding behaviour from that point of view, and that it isn't random or willed behaviour, was a really inspiring and I think informative for me within my practice as well, understanding people's behaviour.
For me, the training was important to establish the boundaries of the role, but also the quality was such that I could apply much of it to myself and my own life, which was very empowering for me, and it gave me the confidence to be able to do it with the mentees.
The training provided by Promise Works was one of the best things I've enjoyed in my life. I found it incredibly interesting. Psychology is an aspect of it that I found particularly interesting. Why children think like they do, how one of the things that stuck in my mind from that course was that every child is born with a clean sheet, and it's what we put on that sheet, particularly in early life, that can affect the way that child thinks for the rest of their lives. So yes, the training was 5 of the best days I've spent, and it reopened my thirst for knowledge, because I'd been working doing similar job for so many years, and you forget just how beneficial and enjoyable education can be. So it reopened another door for me.
Do you know, I honestly think that every day that I was here, the first person would get up and they would do their bit, and I'd kind of sit back and think, oh, I've not thought that. And then the next person came up, and I think a lot of the stuff that we did together as a group that really worked. I think that really bonded us when we were sort of doing a bit of one-on-one stuff or group activity. That really, I think that working together. I loved the fact that everyone I was with, perhaps I just was lucky on my group, but everyone I was with I felt was very generous. Everyone gave each other that time to sort of say, it didn't matter if you said something wrong or right. Everyone was really generous with their thoughts and encouraging.
I enjoyed all of it. Every individual who trained were obviously fully committed to what they were doing, enthusiastic, friendly. There was nothing negative I could find about any part of the training at all. As I say, it's one of the best training opportunities I've ever had.
I like doing the case studies and learning about that. There was quite a lot of role playing in it, which isn't my strongest point. But the case studies I found really, and hearing of people that were already qualified mentors and independent visitors, hearing their stories, and the video that they showed about with the children that had mentors and the difference it had made. There was a few in that video that really stuck out to me that I still think about now.
I think it made me, well, I think every time I met somebody I became a bit boring really, because I was saying, did you know this? I think that's why I did this, is because I think we all have a tendency to live in a bubble, and by doing something like this you get out of your own bubble and you start looking at other people's bubbles, and you recognise that there are other people with other things going on, and not to feel sorry for them, but just to actually think, well, if I could help one person and make their life different, or not even make their life different, but just be there as a phone call, or that for me would be it. That's it.